Good afternoon to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to our sort of weekly podcast series, Sneakers and Stuff. In episode 18, I'm going to be covering some big news and big releases in the streetwear, fashion, sneaker, and jewelry world. In today's video, we'll cover some big topics like Travis Scott's Chicago Air Jordan 1 colorway has been teased to us again. We're going to be covering that our favorite German streetwear brand, Derschutze, has released a watch as part of their new capsule. We're going to be covering that the second colorway of Union LA and Jordan Brand's upcoming Jordan 4s has now been leaked to us, and of course, many other releases and bits of news in this episode as well. Now, before we start, guys, I would just like to do two things. The first thing I'd like to do is just apologize. The reason that my uploads this week have been a little bit here or there is because if you've watched my recent drop list video, you'll know that I recently got the flu. Yeah, as soon as it hits double digits in the afternoon, I'm just wiped out, or in the evening in that case. I just fully just go to bed. I'm just fully out of it. So I haven't been able to stream on Twitch. I haven't been able to do a lot of uploads this week. Sorry guys, I'm trying my best. But moving on now to the second thing that I also just wanted to mention before we start. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the continuous support while I've been sick. I had set us a subscriber milestone for May of 2,990 subscribers, and you guys smashed it out of the park. We're now at 2,991. We're less than 10 away from the big 3K. It's so close. I didn't think we'd ever get there. If I have to be real, I didn't think we'd get there, guys. Tell your mates. Hopefully, with your continuous support, we can reach 3,000 subs before the end of May. But let's dive into this episode, guys. Yes, like all the other episodes that we do, we have 8 sections that we're going to be covering in the episode. Section 1 of the episode will be dedicated to Sunday's Best Dressed, a section of the podcast where I take my time to build a little outfit up for this episode. And also, if you guys are feeling it, if you ever want to send in an outfit to me, you can feature on the episode as well. Section 2 will be dedicated to Heat on My Feet, a part of the podcast where I talk about a sneaker or shoe that I have recently been enjoying. Section 3 will go to recent pickups, where I discuss my recent sneaker, streetwear, or jewelry pickups on the channel. And then Section 4 will be recent releases, the recent releases in the streetwear and sneaker world. Moving on to Section 5, we have streetwear and fashion news and rumors, where I'll discuss the latest news in the fashion and streetwear world. Section 6, very similar to Section 5, is of course the sneaker news and rumors, where we'll talk about leaks, upcoming news, things like that. Section 7 will be dedicated to upcoming streetwear and fashion releases, and then Section 8, of course, will be upcoming sneaker releases. That is all the 8 sections, guys, so let's dive in and start by going into our first section, which of course is Sunday's Best Dressed. Let's have a look at the outfit that I put together for episode 18. Now, for episode 18, guys, what I have here is a very 90s inspired fit. What I have put together this week is a pair of waterless Levi's 501s, which is in a very dark blue color, and matched it with the Kith Coca-Cola denim jacket that released in their 2019 collaboration, if I'm correct. It features a huge Coca-Cola chenille patch on the back of it, which is covered in embroidery detail there, and to match that color on the back of the jacket, I've put on some Air Jordan 1 Chicago's, the 2015 retro. Underneath the jacket, I have put a Uniqlo merino turtleneck on, just to keep me nice and warm in this season, and I've tucked it into the 501s, really just to like cut my body up, so you can see where the bottom half and the top half, meet. I really like this fit, as I always found it really hard to find a jacket that matched the color of the waterless Levi's 501s, so I was just super happy to have it matching. It's a rare thing for me to have a matching pair of denim to jackets, with the color and things like that. So that'll be the outfit for episode 18 this week. And there is section 1, guys, Sunday's Best Dressed. We'll now move into section 2, which is Heat on My Feet. Now for this week, I feel kind of bad. The limitations because of my foot size means that I can only really pick the same pair of sneakers that I have and the ones that I wear the most. And the ones that I've been wearing over this past week are the Chicago Jordan 1s, the 2015 retro. I've really been enjoying these recently. Well, not even recently. I'd say over the past like year or two. I've really gotten around just trying to beat them up as much as possible. Not like intentionally, like I'm not like kicking curbs and stuff to like scuff them, but I'm wearing them as much as possible to give that worn aesthetic. Because I think worn in Jordan 1s, especially OG colorway, just like really complement a fit. I actually really don't like Jordan models, specifically the ones as well, when they aren't worn in. I don't know, it just feels off. Like, I like it when you beat up your J's, and I gotta say, beating up these just gets better every single time. They're like fine wine, they age so well, and I absolutely love them, and I've been loving them over the past week. I remember back when these released, to me at least, it was revolutionary that Jordan Brand did a toe box that, as it slowly got closer and closer to the toe, it actually got smaller and smaller. A lot of the Jordan 1s of that era were very thick toe boxed, and they didn't get smaller and smaller in height as they got towards the tip of the shoe. But these ones were ones that I definitely noticed they did that. I really loved it that they did that. And now I'm pretty sure it's just standard practice. Like, I haven't copped any Jordan 1s that have released over the past maybe 1 to 2 years, but I had a look at my mate's Mocha ones, and that seems to be the standard practice for them. So it's good to see Jordan Brand doing that, and I'm really happy they, you know, kicked that off with the 2015 Chicago ones. It's definitely going to be my heat on my feet this week. Something I've really been loving, guys. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys in that comment section below. I want to hear a pair of sneakers that you have recently been enjoying, or a pair of shoes. They don't even have to be sneakers. Let me know what you've been enjoying down in that comment section below. But we'll move on from heat on my feet to section 3, which is recent pickups. Section 3, guys, recent pickups. So I alluded to in episode 17 that because my birthday was quite recent, I dipped into my streetwear savings account and my sneaker savings account, and I picked up a little piece for my birthday and a pair of sneakers for my birthday. Unfortunately, none of them have arrived. You obviously would have found out because I would have done an unboxing video, but then I would have also showcased them here in recent pickups. So unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to wait another week for them to arrive. Apparently the sneakers are meant to arrive here by next Friday, so that's good. The bit of streetwear that I bought myself, I'm having a bit of a hard time working the tracking. It's coming from France, and it's not loading the tracking. I don't know when that's going to get here, so we'll just have to see how that goes, guys. But I do actually have something for recent pickups this week, and it's not something that I actually went out and bought. No, my dad was cleaning out his wardrobe, and he's lost quite a bit of weight recently, kind of the opposite of me and probably a lot of you out there as well with COVID. He's actually been more active now that COVID's hit. So he was going through his wardrobe and he found a pair of Levi's 504s that no longer fit him, but are the exact measurements of the 501s that I always love and wear. Now, I don't know how the 504 silhouette fits. I actually still haven't even tried these on, but I'm definitely going to bring it up in today's episode. I'm really, I love it when I get hand-me-down Levi's. Seriously, the best thing. I honestly prefer buying secondhand and vintage Levi's over new Levi's, because new Levi's cost more money. They're never made like they used to be. It's just, they're way better when you get them secondhand. I really like the wash on these. I'll showcase the wash to you guys. I usually have, most of my Levi's are of quite a darker wash. I'm literally wearing black 501s. I'll show you there. I'm wearing black 501s at the moment. Most of the blue ones that I have are super dark in wash. And what I really like about these is they're a lot lighter in the wash. And it'll be awesome to use these in a lot of outfits that have a lot of brighter colors in them. Outfits that feature a lot of white, because I don't like the heaviness of darker colored jeans in outfits that use bright colors like that. So these will be perfect. I'll just see how they have to fit though, because even though that the measurements are me, like it's the perfect waist and a little bit long but manageable, just roll it up. I don't know how they're going to fit silhouette wise. They might be super tight around my thighs. We'll just have to see. But that is going to be my only recent pickup this week, which is a pair of hand-me-down 504s that my dad gave me, guys. But maybe you guys, maybe you've been spending the cash a little bit more. Maybe you've been buying pieces left and right. Let me know. What have you guys recently been picking up in the streetwear fashion or sneaker world? Let me know down in that comment section below, but we'll move on over now to one of our biggest sections in this episode, which of course is recent releases, section 4. Now into section 4, guys, we'll be covering all the recent streetwear and fashion releases between the 10th of May to the 16th of May. We'll start off by talking about the streetwear and fashion releases that happened in that week, and then we'll move on to the sneaker releases that happened in that week. So to kick it off with, Supreme New York released week 12 of their Spring-Summer 2021 collection on the 13th of May. What released in this week was a Smeg fridge, which was pretty ridiculous, and I covered it in the drop list video. So if you want to know my full thoughts and opinions on that, definitely go check out the drop list video there. But we also got the Timberlands collaboration in that week, which I thought was really nice. It featured some very nice painter denim pants, very nice crew neck, a nice beanie. The Anrak, I guess Gore-Tex / nylon stuff wasn't really my flavor, but I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that were big fans of those pieces as well. Moving into our other favorite skating brand, we had Palace Skateboards release week 2 of their summer 2021 collection. It released on the 14th of May. We got the M-Zone collaboration in that week, which was a collaboration with a London skate store called M-Zone. And we also got the mesh pocket stuff, which was the mesh pocket jacket and shorts from memory. Moving on, Fred Perry and Raph Simmons collaborated once again on the 13th of the 5th. There was a cool overcoat with a bunch of graphic patches stitched all over it that released in that collection. Some of the other stuff wasn't really my flavor. Their previous collaborations were more my flavor. This one not so much, but definitely that overcoat stood out for me and caught my interest there. Moving on, we had that Ralph Lauren collaborated with the MLB, the Major League Baseball, for a collection on the 10th of May. What released in here was a series of Dodgers, Cubs, and New York Yankees gear. Personally, my favorite was the New York Yankees gear. They didn't do too much with the Dodgers logos and the Cubs stuff that really spoke to me, but the New York Yankees stuff was really cool. Moving on, we had Kith, our favorite New York streetwear brand, release a tie-dye collection to celebrate their new sub-label, Kith Design Studios. That also released on the 10th of May. What I liked about this collection was the hoodies primarily. The shorts were a bit of a hit or miss for me. I'm not usually a tie-dye shorts kind of guy. But that's it. That is all the recent streetwear releases / fashion releases that I picked up on, guys. Let me know if I missed out on any in that time period. There were probably thousands of releases, but those were the ones that really, spoke to me and that were the brands that we regularly cover. We'll move on over now and cover the recent sneaker releases that happened in that period. So the recent sneaker releases for section 4, guys, to kick it off, we have a collaboration. We have the Nike SB Sting Water Dunk Lows in the Magic Mushroom colorway. These were an all red upper, icy blue outsole and midsole dunk lows in collaboration with Sting Water. It had mushroom styled panels on it and a very different take on the swoosh. It was a very small from memory jewel one with Sting Water slowly drooping off the swoosh there. I thought it was kind of cool. The color was a little bit too out there for me, but for some people, I heard in episode 17 you're big fans of that one, so go for your life. Next, we had the Air Jordan 1 AJKOs released in the Chicago colorway. This is the 2021 retro that also released back in, I want to say, 2014. It released for $140 US on the 12th of the 5th. As I mentioned in episode 17, I'm a huge fan of this shoe. It has a lot of history to it. and this colorway is obviously very iconic, and I obviously showcased the leather version of this shoe as the, you know, heat of my feet this week, but it was quite cool. I definitely would be looking to pick up this release as soon as the price drops a little bit there. Moving into our next release, we have that New Balance and Jaden Smith collaborated on some Vision Racer sneakers in a all pink colorway. From what I know, these are actually vegan leather as well. I saw a caption on an article, New Balance and Jaden Smith collaborates for a pink vegan shoe. So I'm assuming this is the shoe they're referring to. I didn't click on the article because, well, then I'd have to look at all the ads and read it. I just assume this is the one with the vegan leather that they're referring to. Released for $150 US on the 14th of the 5th. The model itself isn't too bad. I honestly would just prefer it in different colors because the hot pink is a little bit too hot for me, but maybe it's your flavor, but for me, it's just a little bit too hot. Moving into the next release, we had that the women out there got a special exclusive Nike Dunk Low in the Easter colorway. It was a very nice little playful colorway which featured a lot of pastel colors, very Eastery colors done in a pastel tone. Very, very nice. They mismatch as well, so the left shoe is not the same color blocking as the right shoe. They're mixing it up. I actually kind of like this. I think it actually works well with the silhouette of the shoe here. They released for $110 US on the 14th of May. Moving into our next release, it is a collaboration. We had that Adidas and Pharrell Williams collaborated on some NMD hues. And this one released in a clear aqua colorway, an all blue colorway. Released for $220 US on the 14th of the 5th. I'm actually quite surprised. You don't see too many Pharrell Williams Adidas collaborations these days. It has been a hot minute since we've got them, but I've got to give some admiration to the people that still buy them. Not because it's so ugly that I'm amazed people spend money on it, but if you're a fan of them, I admire that you're still a fan of them regardless now that the hype's died on them. A lot of people got into these initially because they were super hyped and super expensive. I just have admiration for people out there that bought these and still continue to buy these because it suits their aesthetic and still like them. But yeah, I just think I had to mention that. But yeah, these released on the 14th of the 5th. Moving into the next sneaker that released, we had Nike SB releasing a Dunk High in the TV Signal colorway. This was done in a kind of psychedelic color scheme that's meant to mimic the static on a old TV. It was interesting that they didn't do too much with the toe box there. It was mainly on the back panels that they actually splashed this color onto it. It was an alright release. As I said, it reminded me of the Dunks that released in the early 2000s with a very similar tie-dye color scheme. I didn't actually look it up if they were Huff or Futura. I honestly didn't, so I can't remember which one it is. But these TV Signal Dunks released on the 15th of the 5th, if you guys were interested. Next, we had another collaboration. We had that Nike and Undefeated collaborated on some Kobe 5 Protros on a Hall of Fame colorway. These released for $190 US on the 15th of the 5th. These were very hard to get and also probably going to be some of the last Kobe's to ever release because as we've mentioned before in this podcast series, there's the alleged rumor, or at least the confirmation, that the Kobe family is moving away from Nike to do their own line of shoes potentially, because he was actually interested in doing that. So these if you've got Kobe's, hold on to them, buy them all up now because they're going to be mad expensive in the next couple months to come. Now last but not least, we have Air Jordan 1 that I was actually kind of keen on. We have the Air Jordan 1 High Shadow 2.0s that released for $170 US on the 15th of the 5th, also called the Reverse Shadows. These are the second version, or the reverse version, of the iconic Shadow Air Jordan 1s. I remember back in the day when these, when the Shadow 1s got retroed and they were going for under retail on the secondary market. Not a lot of people were a fan of them. Now with Jordan 1s being Jordan 1s, they're incredibly overpriced. and people are selling them for dumb money. These 2.0s are going for a pretty reasonable price now on the secondary market. If they dip a little bit, I might even consider picking up a pair because the colorway is just really steezy and it's a nice second version of an OG colorway. But that is all the recent releases in the sneaker and streetwear world that I wanted to cover between the 10th of May and the 16th of May. So we'll move on over now from section 4 to section 5, which is going to be streetwear and fashion news and rumors. Now moving into section 5, guys, we have streetwear and fashion news and rumors. We don't actually have a lot going on this week, but we've still got, you know, some topics that are worth mentioning. What we have to kick it off with is that May 20th was Levi's 501 day. I know you're probably like, what? Yes, so for Levi's iconic 501 jeans, they have a dedicated day to it, May 20th. I don't know the full story about how May 20th became the day, but I'm sure that's something you could Google. I think, don't quote me on it, I think Google will give you a better response. The reason it's May 20th is because that's when Levi's secured the blue patent for their 501 jeans. I could totally be wrong though. Again, Google's your best friend. Definitely look into why May 20th is Levi's 501 day. But yes, Levi's always releases some special collaboration or some special piece for Levi's 501 day. Last year, from memory, it was the Tyler, the Creator, you know, Golf LaFleur polka dot collection. So the polka dot trucker and the polka dot 501s. This year, it is, from what I know, it was a bunch of Japanese denim. They did the 501s, but in Japanese denim, that iconic, like, I guess, furry denim that Japan is known for. I know furry, you're probably like, what the hell do you mean by that? But you know if you know. But yeah, that's, yeah, I think that is this year's 501 release. But the main thing that I wanted to mention in this section 5 today is that recently, 501 day has passed and, you know, happened. I assume I probably totally forgot it was May 20th, but I was probably wearing 501s because that's literally my favorite pair of pants to wear basically every day. Now moving into our second and final bit of streetwear and fashion news, we have that Ralph Lauren has now made an online made to order program for their iconic polos. So their iconic polo tops, you can now essentially Nike ID your own colors of their polo tops. So they're made to order, you pick the colors that you want, they make them, and then they ship them off to you. I think this is cool if you just want some like abstract or crazy colored polos that you just can't find regularly. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you like to customize the actual logo. I don't know if you can, but maybe you can customize the logo. Maybe you want to color change the logo, but you like just a single colored polo. Either way, I think it is pretty free in, you know, what you can do with the polo. I don't think you can change materials and stuff. I personally haven't actually had a look at it, but I know that it just opened up very recently. I think on either the 18th or the 20th of May they started this program. Definitely look into it, guys. If you're a huge fan of, you know, Ralph Lauren polos and you wanted to make your own custom ones with crazy and wacky colors, go ahead and do it. I don't know how expensive it's going to be. It might be more expensive than the retail ones because, you know, they've got to make it in the specifications that you want. But hey, if you've got the cash to splash, why not have a look into it? But that is everything in section 5, streetwear and fashion news and rumors, guys. So we'll move on over and have a look at sneaker news and rumors. Now, section 6 today, guys, is going to be a little bit more beefier than section 5. We have quite a bit of sneaker news and sneaker rumors that have come out this week. To kick it off, we have that for the 2021 Shattered Backboard release, we are going to get a low this time around. So if you guys didn't know, the Shattered Backboard series releases a Air Jordan 1 in the Shattered Backboard iconic starfish orange every couple years. We got the 1.0s, which were the black toe version of, well, the black toes, but with the starfish orange instead of the red. Version 2 was the Chicago colorway, but done with the starfish orange instead of red. Version 3 I actually do own, which was the bread colorway of the Air Jordan 1, but done in the starfish orange. It has that sheen to it and that very crinkly leather that people weren't a fan of, and that aged midsole, but I think it's still a really awesome shoe. That's version 3, and apparently version 4, which is allegedly rumored to come out this year, is going to be an Air Jordan 1 Low. Now unfortunately it's the Air Jordan 1 Low OG 7 eyelet version that Jordan Brand is doing now in 2021. I haven't really dived into it too much regarding Air Jordan 1 Low OGs, but what happened was that back in the day, Low OGs used to have huge swooshes and 8 eyelets. Now Jordan Brand has modernized and revitalized Low OGs and done them with 7 eyelets, a smaller swoosh, and just a different silhouette in general. Bit of a bummer. I don't like it. I like the normal 8 eyelet one with the big swoosh. It just looks so much better. But yeah, apparently this year we're going to get a low. It's going to be that new 7 eyelet low, and it's going to be apparently that shadow backboard. Will we get it? Will we get it? I don't know. There's been a lot of leaked images about it, but no confirmation. There was some rumors that we were going to get another high, and it was going to be, I can't remember which colorway scheme it was going to be, but I don't know. This seems kind of likely. Seems kind of likely that we're going to get a low shadow backboard this year. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I just kind of, as I expressed just then, wish it was the old silhouette of the Low OGs and not the new one. But I'd love to know how you feel about the shadow backboard series in general. Do you like the orange? Is it a bit played out? Do you think it's overhyped? Would you pick up this low one that is allegedly going to release this year? Now, moving into another bit of sneaker news, we have that the first of the 50 off-white Nike Dunk Low colorways has been leaked to us. So I mentioned this, and I think I want to say episode either 16 or 17, but what's happening is that we're getting an upcoming 50 colorways of the Nike Dunk Lows. Now, they're all branded with this special whatever number of 50 panel on the midsole right at the back of the shoe, and we haven't actually seen some of the monumental numbers like 1, 42. I'm assuming that Michael Jordan's 23 is going to be a big one as well. But yeah, number 1 has now been leaked to us. It is an all white upper with, from memory, an aged midsole. I kind of vibe with this one. Number 1 is actually popping, because the other colorways that we've seen so far, which I can't remember the numbers of, they weren't really doing it for me. But number 1, that's kind of nice. It's simple, it's easy to wear. Reminds me of the Air Forces, the off-white Air Forces that released a while back. So yeah, it's kind of steezy. We'll have to see what other 50 colorways are going to get released and when they're going to get released, because we still have absolutely no idea. Kind of feeling like it's going to be a 2022 type deal, but who knows? We might get the first maybe 5 or something releasing this year. We're just going to have to wait and see. Now, moving into one of the big topics that we're going to be talking about today, guys, the Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott Chicago's. They have been teased to us forever. We've seen some celebrities wear them, and then we've never seen them ever again. And now we're getting another teaser of them, which is the the founder of RHUDE, RHUDE, which I cannot pronounce his name. It's RHUDE Vesenar. I have absolutely no idea. It is a very complicated name for me to say. He showcased it. He showcased a pair that he received. It looks a little bit more updated and a little bit different from the previous Chicago Travis Scott Air Jordan 1s that we have seen. Whether or not this is hinting to a retail release is to be seen. We don't know. I think this is just another case that friends and family are getting, more pairs of them. Maybe in the future we might get some pairs of them, but I don't know, man. I feel like this is an F and F. I feel like we're never going to see these released to the public. You just got to get in Travis Scott's good books, and then maybe one day you'll receive a pair. But yeah, it's just pretty crazy to see them pop up again. They pop up every now and then. And we can never really get enough information about them whenever they do, because they always disappear again and we never see them. So I just thought it was a big thing that we should mention, that we finally get to see them again. They've resurfaced in 2021. Now, discussing our last big piece of sneaker news that we have, that is also one of the big items that we're going to be covering this week, is that the second colorway of the Union LA's Jordan 4s that are going to be releasing soon has been leaked to us. Now, in episode 17, I discussed the first colorway, which was, from memory, a purpley... I can't really remember the first colorway, to be honest. Not really important now, we're covering the second one. The second one has been leaked to us, and this one is a mixture of light blues, light greens, or at least the detailing is, on top of like a browny grey silhouette upper. Yeah, look, I don't mind this one too much. The colorway isn't too bad. The detailing on it, it's interesting that they chose such bright colors, and then they chose such a like a toned down upper colorway, that like grey mixed with a little bit of brown there. Yeah, it's interesting. One thing I just have to say is how odd are all the Union LA Jordan 4 colorway? Just all of them. They're just, what's going on? Why are we here? What are we doing here? Like, just, I don't know. I don't mind like a throwback or a call out to like the OG colorways. Like, that's cool, but I just want to know where they get the inspiration from. Because I'm just like, why do we get a grey brownie Air Jordan 4 with some green and some blue? Where did that influence come from? Am I missing something? Someone explain it to me. I'm just a little bit confused. Look, I want to hear from you guys. Would you pick up this second colorway of the Union LA Jordan 4s that are coming out soon? Again, there's no confirmation on the release details or anything like that. Or are you just not feeling them? Because they are just a little odd, aren't they? They're just... like, what's going on? Let me know how you feel about this second colorway in the comment section below. But that is everything in section 6, guys, in sneaker news and rumors. So we'll move on over now and have a look at section 7, which is upcoming streetwear and fashion releases. Moving into section 7, guys, we're going to be covering all the streetwear and fashion releases from the 17th of the 5th to the 23rd of the 5th. Now, I know most of this week has already gone by. I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling up to recording this until now. It would just, yeah, I'm sorry guys. I tried my best. Hopefully episode 19 will get a little bit more on track and I'll be able to get that out on time. But to kick off, these are streetwear and fashion releases happening between the 17th, the 5th and the 23rd. We have the Drake's sub-label of Nike, Nocta, releases a new capsule called the Cardinal Stock. It features a bunch of middle swoosh tees and hoodies. The hoodies have a nice little 3M trim on them, and it released on the 20th of the 5th. Now, I didn't actually mind this capsule too much. It seems to be that Drake's vision for his sub-label of Nike is just essentially a Fear of God, but Drake's version of it. No, Fear of God Essentials, but Drake's version of it. Yeah, I don't mind the 3M hoodies with the middle swoosh, but I'm not blown away by any of these capsules because essentials lines and things like that have been done before. Maybe I just hate it because everyone hates on Drake. I don't know. But it's just, yeah, it's not blowing my mind. It's alright. It's, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, really. Moving on, we have Supreme's 13th week of their Spring-Summer 2020 collection, also releasing on the 20th of the 5th. We had the Vance & Leathers collab, which was less leather than I've probably ever seen in a Vance & Leathers Supreme collaboration. There wasn't a lot of leather in that collab. We also got a Leatherman collaboration with the little handy multi-tool. They were really the highlights of the week. Week 13, honestly, I slept on that week. You can go watch my drop list video on it, but I really wasn't feeling week 13 at all. Moving on to our other favorite skating brand, we have the Palace Skateboards released week 3 of their summer 2021 collection. The big item of that week was the Tri-Chrome hoodie, and they had some really wacky pieces releasing in that week. We got a princess t-shirt as well. It's just odd. Just, yeah, very odd week, but some of you guys liked it. Let me know how you feel about week 3 in that comment section below. But next we had the we had Kith releasing this week. We had the famous T-shirt Monday program, featured 2 t-shirts, either black or white, with some graphics boasting about how, you know, Kith is recognized worldwide and everything like that. I didn't cover it on the channel because I just didn't have time, and honestly, bit of a snoozer capsule that Kith released that week. But the upcoming week, which we'll hopefully cover in episode 19, that's something definitely we need to talk about. Now, moving into one of the big releases and the big topics that we're going to be covering in this episode, which is Derschutze's recent capsule. So, on the 17th of May, Derschutze released a capsule. What we got in this capsule was the Fisherman Watch. Now, I'm just going to quickly talk about it. I am not a huge watch guy. It's not that I don't like watches. It's not that I think watches are a corny accessory. It's just that I've never really gotten into that market or that subculture, because watches themselves are their own subculture. Now, I just thought that the watch that Derschutze released is definitely worth mentioning because this brand started out doing box logo art on some really high quality hoodies, crew necks, and t-shirts. They have evolved to doing sneakers, other apparel, and now watches. When I saw this watch release, I was quite impressed by it. The fact that this up-and-coming brand was able to release a watch with their own design on it was really impressive. The design itself is an embroidered little patch of these fishermen fishing on some, you know, dangerous tides, and then that is the face of the watch. Like, I was really impressed by it. It released for 244 euros. It was 316L stainless steel for the, I don't know the terminology for the watch, but the casing around the face. It had a rubber band for the band of the watch. It had a butterfly buckle. It was a 42 millimeter watch face, around about the same size of my version 2 Apple Watch here. So I was able to like get an idea of how big it was. I thought it was quite cool. It instantly sold out. It was a pre-order. They're going to ship out in like 70 days, so like 2 months. But I still think it's really cool that they released the watch. There's probably a lot of, I guess, watch heads out there that are looking at it thinking like, you know, it's a poor attempt, you know, it's not that good, yada yada yada. But I think we just really needed to highlight it because Derschutze released it. They did it. They released a watch and they added enough of their own spice to it to make it really distinctly their own. I think it's really cool. Obviously, in this capsule that released on the 17th of May, we got a bunch of other pieces. We got the psychokinesis zip-up hoodie, and there's an amazing graphic on the back of it. But I obviously wasn't a huge fan of it because it was a zip-up hoodie. But if they did that huge graphic on a pullover hoodie, I would have been a huge fan of that. That's just absolutely crazy. We also got a time traveler hoodie and t-shirt, as well as some sweatpants, which was featured a graphic or 2 graphics where someone was traveling through a portal and coming out the other portal on the other graphic, and they were like split. It was kind of like the split box logos that Comme des Garçons did with Supreme a couple seasons ago. But yeah, it was just an amazing capsule all round. The watch was the big centerpiece of that capsule, and I just had to give it a big thumbs up for it. But yeah, that is all the upcoming streetwear and fashion releases releasing in that week, guys, between the 17th and the 23rd. So we'll move on over now to our final section, Section 8, which is the upcoming sneaker releases happening in that same time frame. Now moving into our final section, guys, Section 8, we have upcoming sneaker releases between the 17th of May and the 23rd of May. And I gotta say, it's probably our biggest section this week. It's literally taken up a whole page in my booklet here. To kick it off with, we had some Yeezy 500 highs releasing. 2 colorways. I have been a little bit critical of the Yeezy releases as of late, but I gotta say, these 500 colorways that recently released, I'm kind of digging. What we got was the Tactical Orange colorway and the Sumac colorway releasing for $220 US a pop on the 17th of the 5th. Out of the 2, I gotta say the Tactical Orange is probably my favorite between the 2, but I just have to comment on it being, you know, they're actually quite good colorways. They're primarily brown, both of them. The Sumac is a little bit darker than the Tactical Orange, but in between the panels, they feature just a splash of color. Nothing too bright. They feature some very nice tones in it. I like the tactical orange because the midsole is not this super hot orange, but this like soft orange that they use for it. It's just really nice. There's some really nice colorways. They both released on the 17th of the 5th. Let me know which one you feel out of the two, but yeah, I gotta give him props. These are some nice colorways. Now moving into one of the biggest releases this week, one of the best releases this week, we have a collaboration. We have that Nike collaborated with Ambush once again for a third colorway of their Dunk High silhouette, this time in a deep royal. So this released for $180 on the 18th of May. These were very, very hard to come by. These were very, very limited. I really like the color blocking on this. They literally just grabbed the color blocking for the Chicagos, right? Yeah, for the Chicagos, but did it with a deep royal instead. These were just really solid. Big thumbs up from me. Yoon put a little thingy on her Instagram story being like, let me know if you copped or yada yada yada, and you could type something in there. I typed, please release the next ones in my size 16 to 17. Because I want them. It's such an awesome silhouette, and this colorway was a knockout of the park. It was a really, really cool collab. Let me know if you guys were able to pick them up, though, in that comment section below. Moving on, we have another women's exclusive. We have the women's Nike Dunk Low Sunset Pulse. These dunks released for $100 and they released on the 19th of the 5th. These are pretty crazy. These are pretty crazy in color. I don't know if they're going to appeal to a lot of people. I personally don't think I would wear them just because they're just a little bit too wild. I can't see many outfits that I would like want to wear them in because they would just be such an eye catcher, you know? You look at them, you'd be like, whoa, yo. I want something a little bit more quieter, you know? But maybe these are really speaking to you. Let me know if the women's Sunset Pulse ones, Sunset Pulse Dunk Lows appeal to you. But we'll move on now and cover the next release, which again is another women's exclusive. Now this one, a little bit more my flavor. What we have is the women's Nike Dunk Low Photon Dust. Just a very nice two-tone women's dunk, gray and a nice white. Just amazing. The colors are just awesome. You can wear this with everything. I am jealous of the ladies out there. I can't believe they got this as an exclusive. Maybe it's payback for, you know, the dudes getting all these amazing sneakers over the decades, but goddamn, this is a nice shoe. It's a nice colorway of the shoe as well. Let me know if you guys are feeling them, but they released for $100 on the 19th of May. Now moving on, we had another collaboration released this week. We had Puma and J. Cole collaborate on the Dreamer 2 silhouette, the silhouette that he's designed, to do an off-season red colorway. We've only had 2 releases of these from what I know. One with a black and yellow, which is the first colorway that released, where he redid his Forest Hills Drive album artwork and wearing them. And this one, which is the second colorway, which I assume he wore on the off-season cover as well. I don't know, I haven't actually checked out the album or the cover art, but I assume he's wearing them there. It has the off-season red on them. They released for $130 and they're released on the 21st of May. Moving on, we had another collab. As I'm saying, this is a big week with collabs and everything. We had that Nike collaborated with Clot, our favorite Chinese streetwear brand, to do another Air Max 1. This time they are the Kiss of Death CHA. I don't know what that stands for, but either way, it's a slightly different color of the previous Kiss of Death Air Max 1s. They feature a darker brown and some different color changes and stuff like that. It's basically the same silhouette. These released for $140 and they released on the 21st of May. We had another Dunk Low release. We had the Olive Brown Orange Nike Dunk Lows. They released for $100 on the 21st of the 5th, 2021. I didn't mind this colorway too much. It was just a nice blend of, I guess, these colors, the olive, brown, and orange. It just worked really well. They all came together and worked really nicely. Let me know if you guys are feeling this colorway at all down in that comment section below. Next, we had a women's dunk again. I know, we're getting a lot of women's dunks this week. Pretty crazy. On the 21st of the 5th, we had the women's Dunk Low Barely Greens. That's literally the colorway, Barely Green. These released for $100 and they released on the 21st of the 5th, as I mentioned. Yeah, when they said Barely Green, They're not lying. It's a mint green, and then it's so faded. You can barely see it. They living up to that, you know, colorway name. Very nice though. Very nice colorway. I can definitely see it working with a lot of feminine outfits, as a lot of not to generalize a lot, but a lot of streetwear outfits that I see that a lot of women wear have pastel colors in them, or very soft colors in them, and I feel like these dunks would work very well today. But of course, that's just me generalizing quite a bit. There's obviously women wearing a lot darker colors and stuff like that, which these could work with as well. But yeah, just a very nice colorway. The ladies are very lucky to get these as an exclusive. I think that's our last women's exclusive that we'll cover this week. Yes, it is. Let's cover the next release, which is an Air Jordan 1 Low. And this Air Jordan 1 Low is an OG one from what I can tell. Well, they haven't labeled it as an OG one, but I mean, it doesn't have Jumpman branding on it, so it technically is, I suppose, but they changed the silhouette. It's so tough. Anyway, we have the Air Jordan 1 Retro Low White Ghost Green Blacks, released for $130 US, and they're releasing on the 21st of the 5th. It's basically a slightly lighter green that they used on the Bailey greens, and then it features some darker detailing on them. They're alright, but again, I don't know if I'm going to be picking up these 7 eyelet Air Jordan 1 Lows. I'd love it that they've gone back to using OG branding. They don't use any Jumpmen on these, which is a big thumbs up from me. But why did you have to change the swoosh? Why did you have to remove an eyelet? What are you doing, Jordan brand? Anyway, if you like this colorway, let me know how you feel about this Jordan 1 Low down in that comment section below. Next, releasing on the 22nd of the 5th, we have the Air Jordan 7 PSGs, or the Paris Saint-Germain. These are releasing on the 22nd of the 5th for $215 US. A simple all white upper silhouette with some black and red detailing on them, and some of the panels have been switched for like a meshy material. It's alright. I don't mind this one too much. I've never been a huge fan of the PSG collaborations with Jordan brand, but maybe this is for you. I like it that they're at least doing it on some, you know, unloved Jordan models like the 7s and stuff like that, because, you know, doing it on the 1s and everything like that, we see them all the time. I really like that they've touched on the 7s. I just think it's really nice. But let me know how you feel about this PSG collab, guys. And last but not least, our final release that we're going to be covering in Section 8, guys, is a Yeezy release. What we have is the Adidas Yeezy Quantum Flash Orange. Now, I know you're getting worried when you hear that. You're like, oh, geez, Flash Orange. Are we going to get some bright orange? No, Yeezy's done the, you know, a thumbs up from me, which is a toned down orange on that upper there. I don't mind these too much. It wouldn't be my go-to colorway for the Quantums. I actually do like the Quantum silhouette. I think it's a cool looking basketball shoe, but I think I'm going to be looking at the other colorways that have released if I'm looking to pick up a pair. But it's a cool shoe. Let me know how you feel about the Quantums down in that comment section below. But that is the last release for Section 8, guys. Let me know if I missed out on covering any of the upcoming sneaker releases that released this week that you guys, you know, were really feeling. Let me know in that comment section below if I did, but that is all of them. And whew, we covered a lot for Section 8. But that's all I gotta say for episode 18, guys. We covered a lot of releases this week. Let me know how you feel about some of the big topics that we talked about in this video, like the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Chicago's being showcased again by RHUDE's founder. Do you think they're ever gonna get a public release, or do you think they're friends and family only? Do you think this surface is just to like hype them up again? How do you feel about them? How do you feel about Derschutze releasing a watch? Were you guys a fan of that May 17th capsule, or was it a bit of a miss for you? I personally thought the watch was really cool and really monumental for the brand. And how did you feel about that second colorway that Union LA is releasing for the 30th anniversary of the brand with Jordan brand? Do you like that Jordan 4, or is it a bit of a miss for you? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions on any of the topics that we covered today down in that comment section. And of course, if you guys want me to keep doing more sneakers and stuff episodes, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and the best indicator you can give me is obviously a subscribe to the channel. We are less than 10 subscribers away from hitting the big 3,000 milestone, guys. So subscribe today, tell your mates to subscribe, and hopefully we can reach that milestone before the end of May. But that's everything I have to say about everything we covered in episode 18, guys. Get ready. I will try and do episode 19 on time tomorrow, but no promises there. Hopefully I can. So until that next episode, until the next sneaker talk video, until the next streetwear talk video, guys, I'll catch you later.